Yo, what's going on, guys? We're back here with the power forwards, in my opinion, who I think are the best. I don't know why I phrased that so weird. So, guys, I want to hear before we start today's video. Let's run through this list. There you guys go. This is my list right here. If you guys agree or if you guys disagree with my list, anybody that I forgot to mention or you'd like to mention, put them in. And that can be a guy you believe is who maybe plays center in college and it should be a power forward, a guy who played the wing position you think would be a modern day power forward. I did that kind of here. And the reason why I have Scotty Barnes with asterisk is there's so many people who will say he's a point guard, a shooting guard, small forward. I believe he is either a small forward or a power forward, either a point forward or, a Draymond Green-esque for small ball five. Like, he is one of the most versatile player. He's the quintessential definition of a guy who can guard 1 through 5 position. And that's why I believe he is the best, because 6'8", 7'2" wingspan with a 225-pound frame, okay? And the fact that he played point guard for Florida State and in high school, and he's a guy who has high basketball IQ, tremendous feel for the game, and I really do believe, somebody in the comments said he's a bigger Scottie Pippen, and I think he's a bigger Scottie Pippen, but with kind of like Draymond Green. I think he also has his offensive game a lot reminds me of Lamar Odom, and I don't know if anybody else sees that. I just think the way he just handles the ball, he's going to be a terrific star in transition. But again, guys, let me hear your opinions down below in the comments. Umar Garuba is who I had second, 6'8", 229 pounds, and he's a guy who, as more and more the NBA, you see guys like Blake Griffin and Marcus Morris, or even Markieff Morris, if you want to say, these guys who are, undersized fours, being 6'8", and they are playing the small ball five because they have the strength to, go at it at the low post and have the ability to stretch the floor on offense or be a pick and roll guy. And Garuba is a guy who's played professional ball, and he's a guy who I really do believe is a high energy guy. He is a lot more athletic than he looks. He's a big boy. He's thick, okay? And I see him as a guy who eventually, he's shown the willingness to shoot the ball. So I think once he gets confidence behind his shot and he starts just, regularly getting minutes, I really think he can be one of the better two-way players in the league and one of the better small ball fives in the league. And another guy that I believe that Jeremiah Robinson Earl from Villanova. Villanova? Why do I say that every time I read that? Villanova. It's not bald-ass Charlie Villanueva. I honestly think it's because I'm watching Jane the Virgin, or just finished it with my girlfriend. But Jeremiah Robinson Earl, look, we've seen what they've done. Sadiq Bey, and there's countless other Villanova players who come in. Jalen Bronson, okay, who come in and immediately are able to play and are ready to play or seamlessly translate in less than 3 years to the NBA. And Robinson Earl, 6'10", again, with the whole thing I was saying with Blake Griffin, Marcus Morris, he's the Big East Player of the Year. He's a guy who might not be the most perfect fit for the modern day, but he's a perfect high-level role player who will be able to have a perimeter game on offense and defense and have the strength to go down low, again, on offense or defense, and do things that most guys aren't able. JT Thor, you can argue he's a center, but I would really like him to be the small ball center and a stretch four, kind of like Stick Smith, like Jalen Smith, where he was a center in college, but in the NBA he's going to be a power forward and a stretch five, small ball five and a stretch four. And yeah, you get 29% three-pointer, 3%, 29% three-pointer field goal or whatever. I'm like fucking that up and I'm not going to keep. But he has the confidence in the stroke to be a 3-and-D guy who has the shot making and blocking ability and versatility at 6'10". He's only 19 years old, and he really impressed people at the combine. So I think he's somebody to look forward to. Greg Brown III, if a year ago you would have thought he would have been a lottery guy, and 6'8", he shot 33% from three this past season, and he seems like a really good weak side shot blocker. He genuinely has elite explosiveness as a leaper. He's really one of the better athletes in this draft. And again, like I said, he's shown the ability to be a flashy shooter. And how I said like Jeremiah Robinson Earl. Jeremiah Robinson Earl has a higher floor but lower ceiling, while Greg Brown III has a lower floor but a higher ceiling. As he could really develop into a guy like John Collins, Blake Griffin, and at the very least like one of the Morris twins. And he has, yeah, he's 205, but if he can put on 20 pounds or 25 pounds, he'll be the perfect weight, to be a guy with his athleticism and his shooting ability to just be a shot blocker or getting into the passing lanes and then be able to hit that three or finish the dunk. Okay, or even bruise up against some of the smaller boys or stay up with the bigger boys. And I gotta fix this right here because this will hurt my mind right there. Roku Perkachin, yeah, boys, I can say that. Tell me if I said that correctly. Is a man who is a guy who's a three-pointer who can hit the three-point shot and spectacularly from Croatia. And he's not a guy who's going to be a high-level creator or a rebounder. I really want to say, okay, if you're thinking of a Euro comp, I think he's going to be like Nikola Mirotic, who played for the Bulls, Pelicans, and I don't know if he played for anybody else besides the Bulls and the Pelicans. Tell me if I'm remembering. Now he plays, I think, for Barcelona or something. He's overseas. I think his offensive game is going to be like that, where he's not going to be as good as creating, but if he has a good point guard or, two good ball handlers that can create for him, such as like if he played off of Nikola Jokic, he would benefit off playing off of Jamal Murray and Jokic, because then you have two guys passing the ball and he could just play off ball where he's good at getting open to hit the three-point shot. And he has, good ball handling skills, so he can be a good transition player. Now, some people might think Filip Petrusiv, guy who played for Gonzaga, then he went over to the Adriatic League and won the MVP in his first year playing professional ball at 21 years old, okay? And I think he's more of a power forward than center. I think he showed that with his athleticism. And he's 235 pounds, 6'11". He's a guy who shot really well from three-point. He shot, I think it was like in the mid-30s from three-point. He showed the ability to hit the three-point shot. He showed rim protection. He has the physical tools to play the 4 or the 5, okay? He has an all-around game offensively, and he looks to be a good rim protector, okay? He can keep up with power forwards and centers in this league, okay? I don't think he can go out on the wing, but at power forward, I think he's great, and he just has that motor and hustle you expect. Yves Pons, he's one of the new, like somebody might argue he's a guard, he's a wing. No, dude, he is phenomenal. Yeah, he only averaged 8.7 points, 5.3 rebounds, but 1.8 blocks per game during his senior year. And he had I think almost 3 blocks a game in his junior year, sophomore year. He's 6'6", but he's one of the best rim protectors in college basketball, swatting a single game program high 9 shots versus Florida in round 1 of the SEC conference tournament. Isaiah Todd, a guy who kind of fell from grace, another guy you thought would be going in the first round. Isaiah Todd averaged 12.5 points, 5 rebounds, and about an assist a game. He did okay, good efficiency-wise, shooting 43.7% from the field, 36.2% from 3, and 82.4% from the line. And when he's on the floor, he's always looking to score. He has the long frame to allow him to shoot over basically anybody, and has multiple weapons in his arsenal. And he's a guy who can step out and space the floor, and he has the presence in the post. But he can also, seems like he could be the third best scorer on the team, okay? And he seems like a guy who could follow John Collins' footsteps, a similar game as John Collins. If he throws on the muscle and stuff and be he has the length to be a decent shot blocker and get some steals. I think he could fit on any team. And then Raekwon Gray, 6'8", 260 pounds, shot, I think, 20-something% from 3. He's not the best, 26% from 3, but he literally will out-physical any wing. He literally can stay. He's just as strong as most centers in the NBA. He can base up against any power forward. He isn't the best shooter, but his unusual strength and versatility, because he's a lot more athletic than he seems, to play off guard, play off the dribble and guard either forward positions and center. I think he's just going to be awesome. So, yeah, Raekwon Gray at 10, Isaiah Todd at 9, Yves Pons at 8, Filip Petrusiv at 7, Roku Perkachin at 6, Greg Brown III at 5, JT Thor at 4, Jeremiah Robinson Earl at 3, Umar Garuba at 2, and Scotty Barnes at 1. Wow, I really like foreign players, I guess. Okay, guys, let me hear what you thought down below. Peace out, guys. Like and subscribe.